Well, first of all, super pleasure to be here. I did a little research, and that's what you guys are doing. Is I'm super excited about all the things that you all are doing as far as empowering and connecting with artists. So, me being an artist myself, I'm all about it. So Art Prevails Project is the organization which I founded uh, going on 10 years ago now, with the
Wow.
mission of creating equitable access to arts programming and education. It comes out of it was birthed from me being an artist. I'm a poet, playwright, and director. I also was an educator. I spent 10 years as an educator. And so when I was teaching, uh, two things happened. I saw the attack on arts programming in schools and how many schools that didn't have adequate arts programming, and specifically depending upon your where you were located and your socioeconomic status. I saw that, but then also I began using in my regular courses, in my reading classes, and my English classes, utilizing art in those spaces, and I just saw just the impact that it had on the students. And so the birth of Art Prevails Project was to be able to take what I was doing in the schools and really just look at it from a more global perspective, globally, meaning outside of the walls in which I was confined initially. And so we started just doing kind of workshops in local community spaces. So now, we have like three pillars. Pillar one is our arts education, where we do have a robust program in about 20 schools now, where we do residencies, like 10 weeks arts, creative writing residencies in these schools. And then we do an 18-week devised theater residency in some schools as well. And then we do a lot of work in other community spaces and parks and just city centers and things like that. Our other arm is our performance part. So, we do full theatrical productions. We have a great partnership with our local main theater, which is the Broward Center for Performing Arts here in South Florida. And so we do three full productions there. And the goal is to give emerging and up and coming artists, theater artists, or performers an opportunity to be on stages in which they, are rarely given, because, the stages that we're on, like the Broward Center, is like that's where all the Broadway shows come here to show. We do work in those spaces through partnerships. And then our last part is just our community engagement, the idea of utilizing the arts as a vehicle to cultivate and curate and build community. And so we do that through our art showcases and open mics. We do community-based writing workshops and improv workshops. We do these things called Umoja Cypher sessions, which are monthly events that tackle topics like mental health or voting or whatever, but all tied into the idea of utilizing the arts as a vehicle for those conversations. And then we do an annual literary festival where we explore literature and it's called Our Voices Festival of Words. And so we explore just the power and the um, the transformative power of words. And so we do that where, over 3 days, we impact around 1,000, 1,500 community members. We work with, we do a book fair for 200 elementary school students. We take them to a local museum and they get a museum tour. They get free books. They get, performances. Um, Last year we brought down the Pulitzer Prize winning poet Jericho Brown to our festival. This year we have the poet laureate of Alabama. Her name is Ashley M. Jones, and we have Mahogany L. Brown out of Brooklyn, uh, who's a poet, playwright, and organizer and such.
So which pillar does Marnino's, is it the third pillar that his
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, so that community engagement part is there, because a part of embedded in that pillar is the creating space and giving resources and platforms to upcoming and emerging artists. And
Hmm.
so that's what that is connected to. So what we're going to partner on is connected to the idea of just working with local artists to give them and to elevate what it is that they're doing. So part of it, like even, you know, a lot of what I do, what we do is like professional development for artists. And so it is making sure that these artists have resources and you know, and networks to build and to grow.
Well, that's wonderful. So, how did you establish all these relationships to be able to do this? I mean, that's quite impressive over 10 years.
Yeah,
And
it's been
Marnino said you work with the prison system too. I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, it's been a lot of work. You know, it's been a lot of work. Uh, I'm just trying to start to sleep now. So, you know, yeah, you know, it's been so. What's interesting is that so between my work as an educator and then my work, you know, in the community as an artist, there were some like inroads that I had to be able to kind of start to at least have get my foot in the door and some things. And then, you know, what I truly believe is in having amazing people around and being able to just do things in a like a spirit of excellence. And so when you have amazing people and you do it with spirit of excellence, then those relationships blossom and more doors open up. So I think I've been blessed to have the right people, you know, in our atmosphere, and then you know, they're excellent. So we just do excellence. So, yeah.
That's great. How many people are on your team?
So full time, it's a small team. It's four of us full time. Yeah, and then but then we do a lot of, you know, contract work, right? So, you know, like actors and performers and stuff that we bring in, or lighting designers and stuff, you know, they all come in and work with us on a contract basis. You know, the teaching artists that some of our teaching artists are, you know, a couple of the full-time people we have, but then many of the ones that go into the schools, you know, we train them, but they're contracted.
Independent contractors. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Can you give us some
Yeah.
history? Have you worked with Marnino before on this project like this, or is this a brand new project?
So I've known Marnino for quite some time. You know, so we've worked in spaces a lot. I'm super excited about this. So we haven't worked on this first house project together, you know, as of yet. And so I'm excited to partner with him on this particular project that he's rolling out. We've done plenty of things in the past. You know, honestly, you know, a few folks come around and are like, "Hey, can we do this or can we partner?" And many of them, I'm like, "No, we can't." Right? No, we can't. Right? Because you know, one thing is that, you know, I'm an energy person, but also work ethic, and you know, and just level of commitment to what you're doing is important to me. So I know what Marnino is going to bring to the table in terms of that. And so there was no hesitation for me once we had a conversation about what we wanted to do.
So do you have any goals or intentions for this workshop? I think he's doing 3. Is that right, Marnino? 3 different.
Yes, the concerts. It will be 2 in the city of Fort Lauderdale.
We have a great partnership with with Broward County's cultural division, and they have an amazing space, amazing event space that art is kind of semi home to us. You know, and it seats around 200 or so people, and it's a great and beautiful space. So that's where you know we'll do these. Yeah, and it's, you know, it's not the Broward Center, but it is you know, amazing in its own right. Yeah.
How many people are you planning on serving?
Yeah, so I think between the 2 concerts, if you think about the number of artists, you know, each of those concerts probably average, you know, 4 to 6 artists. You know, and so we'll be able to, you know, working with those artists and helping develop what they're doing. Yeah.
And what kind of tools are you going to be giving them to take into their career? Can you specifically address those?
So yeah, sorry, my connection dropped. Sorry. Yeah, so I think biggest thing here is like we've talked about it, just giving artists an opportunity to really like have the space, the stage for themselves without having to compete for that space is one of the biggest things and like the takeaways from this. So, like we've talked about this before, but a lot of these in a lot of spaces where, you know, artists are being thrown into a space where there's 20 other people who are also performing, and they feel like they have to compete and they only have like this very limited amount of time to show
Hmm.
and give like their presence on that space. And so I think that's the biggest takeaway from this thing is, having an opportunity to give your presence in a thoughtful, meaningful, and lengthy way. And then they also get takeaways of like, the video content and things like that, and things that they can share in the future for other platforms and other opportunities that they hope to create.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then
That's
I'll add, so, also then, network. I think what's super important is things like this help to build the artist network. And so, whether it is working with Art Prevails Project and seeing what we're doing and people associated with what we're doing, but then also the audiences, right? So like you're able to be in
hmm
a space and have these different audiences and different people that haven't experienced what you do. So now you're a network, even if it's five, three more people, we plan to have more than three people at the concert, but if there's about three more people now know who you are and what you do and what you bring to the table, right? Then that gives you just this, it deepens your platform, it deepens
hmm
your, hopefully it inspires you to deepen your artistry as well.
Yeah.
And what's the length of time?
So we're working through that, but the concerts tend to be 2 hours.
Hmm.
Just enough for each artist to have that space, but also to feel substantial for the audience. That could change, right? Like as we're talking through things and just making sure that it's like the best possible experience for the audience as well.
Hmm.
And also the people who are facilitating it, but like right now that's where we're sitting at.
You're trying to go for like 20 minutes per musician or artist, because
Yep.
like you're worried about having too many artists and then only giving like 3 minutes of time, which is even less than like a tight five that a comedian would try to go for when they're trying to like promote themselves. Um, so I know you're trying to have give people this larger space to actually like put out not a full set, but at least put out enough of a set so they can kind of get their art out there and
Their
kind of
chops in.
build something to be I guess kind of add a little like let people hear just more than just a bit of their single or something like that, so actually get more of their
It's more of a
voice out there.
performance instead of just a
Yep,
run
absolutely.
in and run out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so like, yeah, if an artist has like, 15 to 20 minutes, that's, ideally like four songs, right?
Hmm.
That they can do. And like, that's a significant amount. And it gives them the opportunity to develop, a mini set, right? So, so
Hmm.
like what does it look like and feel like to hold a space for this amount of time? Right. So you're not just run on and perform and then leave. It's like, oh,
Hmm.
you have to hold the audience, you have to engage, you have to like,
Right.
so what is your transition from one piece to the next, one song to the next? Like what do you do there? Right. So like that as a, thinking about like one of the resources, the things that they get is again this kind of inspiration to develop themselves in that way so that they can, go into various spaces and hold their own and hold
Hmm.
the audience's attention.
Also, aren't Marino, doesn't part of your pitch have some sort of like videography or some sort of element to it that so people can record? So essentially, you can like send people copies of their sets so they could
Hmm.
share on social and expand from there, right?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, everything is recorded at a high level recording. Also, like so
Hmm.
we're capturing sound, we're capturing visual and everything like that. And so the example I always give is if you go and you look at Tiny Desk on
Hmm.
YouTube, the idea is that they get something similar to that to be able to say, hey, we talk about the Broad Center. They can say, hey, Broad Center, this is what I'm able to do. Check out this video of
Hmm.
doing this really high level set that I created. And so
So
hope,
they're actually creating resumes in a
yep,
way. Like,
Mhm.
yeah, okay. They're building their chops so they can promote themselves.
yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Uh-huh. That's great. So do you already have an idea of what artists you're going to have?
So no, so the process is artists apply on
Through the website,
yep, through
through
the website first house.
Darius's. Okay.
No, through firsthouse.media they apply.
Okay. And
And
how do they find out
we'll,
about it?
we'll put it on our website as well. It'll be on our
Yeah.
website as
oh,
well. But
awesome.
And how do they find out about it?
So that will be a push that we start to do once we like have the solidified locations and things like that. Like we push it on social media, we push it through like a little bit of ad spend, just a little bit. And
Yeah.
the great thing is that I I don't think it's difficult, right? Like a lot
Right.
of these artists are really excited and
Mhm.
really talented, but it does help to like broaden the reach, and so
Mhm.
they're gonna have that opportunity to kind of just apply on the site, and then we review like the artists and kind of make sure that it's a diverse list of artists that are performing based on like genre, things like that, to give the audience a great experience.
Oh, I don't know how much of a presence we have in like South Florida, but of course, let us know whenever you get those promotional materials out there, and we can do collaborative posts and reshare at least, and try to help where we can. But because we definitely want to support you in that way as well.
if there's any last questions or anything you have for me.
I don't think so. I mean, you guys have it together. I'm impressed.
Thank you. Yeah, I told you.
Thank you so much,
I learned a lot
Darius.
from Darius.
No, absolutely. So cool.
All right.
Y'all take care.
Well, thank you so much.
Pleasure
God
meeting you all.
bless.
All right.
All right.
All right, Marnino.
Bye, Marnina.
Bye. Have a good one. Thank
All
you.
right. Bye-bye.